The next party to take the reins in this country must be reform. We have just 4 years to make that happen, and it's imperative that we act decisively. British culture is steeped in a rich history that is fundamentally rooted in Christian values. When reform rises to power, we will reclaim that heritage. The discussions we've heard recently from leaders like James and Ant underscore the importance of trust and integrity, cornerstones of Christianity that are absent from other political parties, who seem embarrassed to address these crucial issues. It's time we stop sugarcoating the truth and start calling things as they are. One has to wonder, when did British leadership lose its grip? Katie Hopkins isn't afraid to voice this concern, and her criticisms toward Keir Starmer are sharp and unyielding. She argues that his leadership is steering the nation away from its historical roots, a sentiment echoed by many who feel the fabric of British identity is fraying. Under Starmer's watch, Britain is perceived to be losing its uniqueness, particularly with his soft approach to immigration, which he fails to tackle effectively. To Hopkins, Starmer's leadership is weak, and she's not shy about sharing her views. She sees the open borders as a direct threat to British culture, which is steadily dissolving into chaos. Each decision he makes only seems to worsen the situation, leading her and countless others to question whether he's the leader we need in these turbulent times. The urgency of the situation is palpable. We're witnessing record numbers of migrants arriving in the UK, and while families gather for Christmas, headlines scream of a leadership failure. Ant Middleton, known for his serious demeanor, has labeled this influx as a clear sign of incompetence. It's not merely about the numbers, it's about the implications, what uncontrolled borders mean for national security, cultural identity, and trust in our government. These questions resonate deeply with everyday citizens who have been feeling increasingly uneasy. How can a country function normally when it does not even know who is entering its borders and for what reasons? In my work on Say Yes, Who Dares Wins, I take individuals into a controlled environment, stripping them down to their core identities and rebuilding them. It's about understanding who they truly are. So, what does British identity mean? Why is there a push to erase our culture and history? Why are we not allowed to embrace our status as the umbrella culture of this country? In response to the mounting criticism, Starmer insists he's capable of instigating the necessary changes, but that confidence is waning. Critics like Middleton argue that his policies appear reactive, lacking the urgency to address pressing issues. The recent surge in migrant arrivals symbolizes a failure of leadership, highlighting a government that seems to lack control. This growing dissatisfaction is not confined to political circles. It is embedded in the hearts of ordinary citizens. They are asking painful questions. Why isn't the government implementing more stringent measures? Why do we see spikes in numbers at critical moments? Each unanswered question only fuels the rising tide of distrust and despair that is seeping across the nation. If we lose our identity, we lose our purpose and direction. I look at our Royal Navy, without a doubt, the finest navy in the world, being sidelined and unable to fulfill its duty of protecting our waters. The best navy in the world is being rendered ineffective because we cannot secure our borders. We have to ask ourselves, who is benefiting from this chaos? Those who come here must respect our laws and our culture. We can be inclusive, but we need to uphold our standards and values. As the holiday season draws to a close, the pressure on Starmer continues to mount. The public is watching, waiting for real, tangible solutions. How long can he maintain this facade of leadership while people demand substantive change? The questions surrounding immigration and governance grow louder, and Middleton's recent speech has sent shockwaves through the political landscape. He did not merely criticize. He delivered a stark assessment of the state of the UK, calling for urgent action. His words resonate with a nation that feels its identity slipping away. Middleton emphasized the importance of boundaries, both physical and moral. It's not just about who is entering the country, it's about preserving what makes the UK unique. He highlighted that failing to control immigration reflects a deeper malaise, a leadership that has lost its connection to the responsibilities it bears. He pointed out the absurdity of the handouts provided to asylum seekers and illegal immigrants, painting a picture of a system that prioritizes them over its own citizens. This is a dangerous road we are traveling down, and without immediate intervention, we risk losing everything that defines us. Katie Hopkins echoed Middleton's sentiments, asserting that Starmer's solutions only exacerbate the problems. Why, despite the growing challenges, does Starmer maintain confidence in his leadership? Her critique encompasses not just immigration but the broader chaos that characterizes his tenure. Together, Middleton and Hopkins highlight a leadership vacuum that demands urgent attention. The message is clear: change is not only necessary, it is now urgent. Will Starmer heed this warning, or will the pressure continue to build until the country is pushed to the brink? The public is watching, and they are ready for action. It's time for leaders to step up or step aside. What are your thoughts on this unfolding situation? Share your opinions in the comments.